What's up everyone, my name's Al from Games Re-Up, and let's face it, today we're going to be having a nice little more questions answered essentially. Now obviously, most recently we had the best or the Sega franchises we'd like to see on the Razor, but this time I've also gone and asked some more questions to Alethia Games, questions that you've been all asking, and hopefully the answers we all want to hear. Now the first one was, I was asking about the dashboard. Now so we haven't seen any of the software, dashboard, anything like that from the Razer console. So I wanted to find out. I did ask, and they said, unfortunately there is no dashboard sort of info to release yet, due to patents, trademarks, things like that. But the good news is, from that question, was that the patents and everything, all the paperwork for the patency are being put forward at the end of this month. And obviously March, this is March. So hopefully in April, things will start to really get going. Now obviously you've always got to start with things like patents because it's just how it works. It's just how it works. When you design something, you patent it because you don't want someone else to copy it. And that's pretty damn obvious. And the same with trademarks, things like that. So the name Razer, everything like that is all going to be, or hasn't yet, but by the end of this month will be going forward, which I think is fantastic news, which means the actual project is moving forward. It hasn't just stagnated like other projects. This one is actually moving forward. Now obviously you might have already seen my review of, is the review might not be out yet, but there's a review of Millennium Racer, a game that got released the other day for the Sega Dreamcast, a brand new game, which I will have a review of. If you haven't already seen it, it will be up soon, of Millennium Racer, futuristic game. But what Razer would like is that an HD version of the game would then be released, or not necessarily HD, upscaled, I suppose it would be HD version of the game, released exclusively physically on their console, which I think is fantastic. They're sticking with Sega. You know, what more do we want? Also talking about physical releases, Alethia have also said they would love and think this is what would make 110% sense, would be to have Sonic Mania, the game that's now been slightly delayed, release exclusively physically on the Razer, which I think is another fantastic thing, which would mean extra levels as bonus for getting the disc version, probably steelbook, all the other little bits and bobs that you get with a special edition, maybe a model, I don't really know. But I think another fantastic thing that we'd love to see go to the Razer. Oh, and also the soundtrack, don't forget the soundtrack. Also, as I might have said in another video before, you know, going along with the Sonic thing, with that they'd also have another Sonic collection, which would be all of the Sonic games that have ever been out in a collection steelbook case. Another fantastic idea. I love Sonic. Have you seen the new Sonic that's going to be coming out? Sonic, what's it called? Can't remember. But it's the new Sonic that's coming out this year, 2017. Looks fun. It's going to be on PS4 and Xbox One. Maybe it'll also be on the Razer. But that obviously would come at a later date, because I'm sure obviously the Razer probably won't be out until at least 2018 at the earliest. The other thing, now I was talking about peripherals before. I wanted to know a little bit about peripherals because we don't really know we don't know control design, we don't know anything like that. But now obviously we know that there was 3D games on the Master System. They had 3D glasses. Now not many of you will probably know that, but there was a few games that actually did get released. Now what they want to do, what Alethia want to do, is they want to enable use of 3D glasses. You know, 3D glasses on the new system, on their Razer, to play these games that are on the Master System in 3D. I suppose it's a little bit, well, it's not really like Virtual Boy, because that's more meant to be a little bit more virtual reality, although it's not really. I don't know, it would be interesting to see, and maybe we'd see new games come along for this at the same time to sort of back up the old ones. I think would be pretty cool. Maybe Sonic 3D. Well, yeah, Sonic 3D. That makes total sense. Why they would release that, surely? Well, you'd hope so anyway. And also, last but no means least, now when we were talking about third-party developers, it's blah 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 blah. Basically, what we'd like to see, or Alethia would like to see, is that indie developers who want to make Sega games would have to go through a quality assurance test, which makes sense. Obviously, you've got the badge, like Nintendo. I'm pretty sure. Well, there's no badges on these, but you'd have a quality assurance sort of scheme that they'd sign up to. What they do is that they then put forward their project to Alethia and Sega. So if you meet the standard, you could then go ahead and release it as a digital download, and then futurely, that literally makes no sense at all, and then release it as a disc after, obviously I suppose depending on the download success, digital release success. I think that's probably the way they play it with a lot of those type of games. Anyway, that's it for now. Let's face it, you have been watching Games Re-Up, so make sure you leave a comment, spread the word, because as I said before, Alethia Games they always watch these videos, so they like to know exactly what you guys are asking, what you're all thinking. I've been Al from Games Re-Up. I'll see you all very, very soon.